All right, guys and girls, I think I'm live already. Just double check on my YouTube channel. Let's see. All right, yes, so we are live. All right, I'm gonna start in just 1 minute. I'm just gonna get ready here, so I'm gonna go mute for a second. All right, so we are 1 minute past the hour, so it's time for the meetup. So just gonna be a quick setup here while I'm waiting for a couple of folks to join, and for you guys and girls that are on YouTube. So you just give me 1 second, okay? I'm just trying to get ready on my setup. Today I'll be streaming from Colombia, not Colombia, Colombia, meaning. There you go. Let me see if you can see my screen. Meaning there's gonna be a completely brand new setup, so I'm not sure how is my audio. So I'm gonna be checking the chat in just a second. Um, just making sure that no weird notifications comes out. I got one participant joining. There you go. You got Tommy online. Awesome. So he told me if you can help me with the YouTube chat, that'll be great.
Yes.
You can find it and that would be awesome. So we can get any questions that we have from today's talk. And would you mind confirming that I'm gonna make you a host in just in case someone else join, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Good. All right. All right. So I think I'm all set. So let's get this started. So thank you everyone for joining the meetup number 5 on Kubernetes and Cloud Native South Florida. So the meaning of this meetup is to bring all the knowledge about Kubernetes and Cloud Native to the South Florida community. But we don't stop there. We also do it online for everyone who wants to use this information and could be helpful. So I hope we can always bring value to everyone that is watching us. We also have a sister meetup in Colombia, where I'm basically streaming today from. So that's going to be interesting, which is called the Kubernetes and Cloud Native Medellin, where is that meetup base. And we actually share content between two meetups. Usually we do English and Spanish content. So if some of you likes or prefer the Spanish version of this, there's already one done on that meetup, and you can also find it on the YouTube channel that we have, so you can see that content in Spanish if you feel more comfortable, and vice versa. If you feel more comfortable in English, here's where we're going to be posting most of the content as well. Right now it's not one-to-one because this meetup is younger than the other one, but little by little we're going to get all the content that we have in Spanish also in English. And also we always welcome speakers. So if you are passionate about Kubernetes, cloud native, or anything related to that, so we call ourselves the cloudpreneurs. So let's do it. More than welcome. Just drop us a line, and we're more than happy to schedule a meeting where you can actually speak. Okay. So, all right, let's get down to business, to the talk that we have today. So today is going to be talking about serverless and Kubernetes. We're going to be talking about OpenFaaS in this case, which is a software that will allow you to make your own serverless architecture in Kubernetes. Just to get this out of the way, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong about Lambda or Cloud Functions. In this case, it's nothing wrong. This is just another option for you guys to consider when you want to work on the serverless architecture. We can expand more later, like some alternative and comparing that kind of stuff. I just wanted to get that out of the way, because usually when we talk about serverless, we usually think about, oh, okay, so AWS Lambda or Cloud Functions. So there's more out there, so it's not only those two options. Okay. All right, so let's get started. Just a little bit about me, as usual. And for those that doesn't know me, my name is Angel Ramirez. I'm the CEO and technical founder of the Cuemby. So I have over 15 years experience on software. More than half of that have been doing it for software architecture and actually architecture itself, which drive me to be passionate about Kubernetes. That's how I got my certification as a Kubernetes administrator. Or recently, I joined the exam developer team where we create the exam for this specific certification. I'm also part of the speaker bureau on the CNCF, and like you can already tell, I love cloud native and Kubernetes. So I feel myself like an advocate, and everywhere you guys need someone who wants to speak about that, and please feel free to contact me. I'm more than happy to spread the word about cloud native and Kubernetes. There's three things that I love doing in my life, which is one of these is this one, speaking and teaching and sharing my knowledge or whatever I can share with you guys, playing soccer with my friends and team, and traveling with my favorite person, my wife. Those are three things that I love the most. And all right, so let's get down to the actual topic. That was enough about me. So we got a little agenda here that I prepared to keep us in rhythm. We're gonna cover three main topics. One is like, what is the myth about serverless? The other one is that what is OpenFaaS and what should I use it? And then we're gonna get into the demo, right? So the demo, we're gonna have some steps that we're going to follow. There's some tooling that we need to do. We're gonna set up cluster. I have a little light there. I already have the cluster set up. I didn't want to have the same mistake the last time that I tried to set up a cluster live. So I just had that set up there, but I'm gonna show you how you could do it so you can follow the example later. And we're gonna start OpenFaaS, and then let's just do an example, right? If we have some time, we can do a second example that I would love to do. Let's just try to see if I can get there on time. All right. So that's what we got. Right. First thing first, what is the myth of serverless? To be honest, there's not a right way, or I will say a way that you can just fit that in one thing or one definition. However, I really like the one from Mike Robert. You can find it on the Martin Fowler blog, where he said that serverless architectures are applications designed that incorporate third-party backend as a service, call it BaaS, services or that include custom code run in the management ephemeral containers, call it function as a service, FaaS. And that's a platform. Now, so just trying to digest this a little bit more is that serverless is basically a combination of multiple technologies that actually get together in order to make that happen. So it's not just like, boom, there's nothing here, and all of a sudden runs. No, there's a set of services that need to be in place. You need to have your backend that is going to be actually all the infrastructure or whatever. You need to have those runners that are going to be taking your code, looking at what you're going to have, you're going to run and actually run it. Because as you can, if you guys already know about serverless, you can run multiple languages. It doesn't have to be just one. It's very similar to when you do in a container that you can run anything that you can run in a container as long as you know how to set it up. You can run it in a container. So kind of apply the same to the function as a service. In this case, serverless, you can just run a function, but that doesn't run by itself. There's a set of elements and components around that actually makes that happen. So that's kind of what I like this definition more, because serverless usually say, oh yeah, you can run a function. Yeah, but how that works? I mean, it can just be out of the blue. It have a meaning, have a platform, it has set of components around it. So that's kind of what I like to express about serverless. Now, serverless does not mean that is not service. Some of you may already, and I have a typo there, I need to fix it. Some of you already might know this, but I'm pretty sure that there's still people thinking that serverless is not, does not mean that we don't have servers. It means serverless, what it really means that you have your functions to write, but you don't have to worry about managing the servers. That's why I like the definition that I was showing before about Mike Roberts, when saying there is a set of components doing that for you, so you don't have to worry about the servers and the infrastructure. That's already been done for you. You just worry about your business logic, your code specifically. But that doesn't mean that it's no service, right? So just to clarify that, because still people thinking about that, it just runs and we don't have service. Yeah, you do have service, and a lot, by the way. AWS Lambda have a set of filter service ready to work on that. Cloud Functions have the same. So, and we're going to see in the example today that you have your server, right? So that's just to clear that from the concept of serverless, right? All right. So by the way, if you told me or anyone in the call, if you have a question, just let me know. If there's a question in the chat, please stop me at any time, because I might be trying to go a little fast to cover these slides as fast as I can, so I can jump into the actual demo. But I want to make sure that I can answer any questions, right? So feel free to stop me at any time.
Great.
Right.
There's no question from on YouTube, so just letting you know.
Perfect. There you go. All right. So next, so let's now talk about what is OpenFaaS. All right. So OpenFaaS is an open source project created by Alex Ellis, and here's the website, his website. You guys can learn more about him there. But it's like I say, it's an open source project. Initially, and still, but let's say initially was Kubernetes native, so that's how we actually started it. It's now available for platforms like Docker Swarm, etc. But Kubernetes is basically the how it started it, and it's still being as a native adapter of OpenFaaS. It has over 18K stars on GitHub, and is mainly written in Go, right? So I usually say mainly because, of course, people go back now to GitHub and say, hey, but I see some bash here. Okay, well, it's just small percentage, but it's mainly a Go project, right? So that's what is OpenFaaS. Now, why should I use it? And the thing is, and this goes related to what I was starting my conversation initially about AWS and Google Cloud Functions. Like this is just not another serverless technology. This actually the serverless technology for Kubernetes. So basically means that you can now have your own serverless farm, or call it like that, in your own control, right? Because AWS, Lambda, Google Cloud Functions, they're awesome. I'm not saying anything wrong about them, but you don't control that, right? Maybe you are okay with that, so, and that's fine, nothing wrong in that sense. But for those who likes to have more control over the infrastructure, but still want to have the benefit of serverless, here's where OpenFaaS actually will be your, I'll say your default go to, because you're still going to have the control of your fleet, of your infrastructure, your service. You will know exactly what is going on, what's running. But on top of that, you have the benefit of serverless, right? So I think that merits the star and saying, whoa, this is not just another option. This is actually the option for Kubernetes, in my opinion, right? So that's kind of like why you should use it. But now let's kind of dive a little bit more on the ecosystem, right? So this is kind of the an ecosystem overview for OpenFaaS, and you have what they call the GitOps IRSC layer, where here's your OpenFaaS cloud. That is an offering that they have for OpenFaaS, so you don't have to have your own server if you don't want to. That's fine. You can use that option. You can also have your repositories in GitHub, all the stuff, GitLab, whatever you have, right? Now, in the application layer is when you actually have, now in the set that you have your Kubernetes set up fleet, now you have the gateway, which is how OpenFaaS you can communicate with OpenFaaS via the admin or to actually call the functions. And we're going to see that in a little bit, so I'm not going to spend too much time in that explanation, but that's the entry to your OpenFaaS ecosystem. So regardless if it's for admin or for calling the function. Then you have other components like Prometheus for logging monitoring. You have your nats for those functions that are going to be using in streaming. So either events or whatever it is. So because the functions is not always going to be called as HTTP functions. You can also have functions being triggered by an event. Something happened here, then triggers that. That's simple. The same concept that we know from other solutions applies here. So you don't have only triggers that are in series, which is HTTP in this case, right? And then you have your infrastructure layer, the thing what we're talking about. So you have your Kubernetes. So if you have your cluster in Kubernetes, that's your infrastructure in the OpenFaaS ecosystem. Or you can have your Docker Swarm and Docker, so you can have it there. And then you have your container registry where you're going to be putting all the images for different languages that you're going to be deploying functions for, right? So that's kind of the overview of it, right? Now, in a little more workflow view, that this is how it works. Usually you have your CLI, your UI, and your REST API. Those are the three ways that you can talk to OpenFaaS. And like I was saying before, the first thing that you hit is going to be the gateway. That's the first thing that you hit, regardless of it's for admin or whatever. You hit the gateway. From there, then you have different communication that happen within the ecosystem. Fastnetis is basically the provider for Kubernetes, how that works and how it knows like this has to be a service or a function or how create the objects so the function execute. That's handled by that Fastnetis. I think there's also another providers for different solutions like Docker Swarm or I don't remember the other ones, but I think there's like one operator or component that basically connect to different providers in this case. So in this case, we're talking about Kubernetes, so this one is just fine. And then you like you saw in the previous picture, you have your Prometheus, which is triggered by Watchdog. Watchdog is the component that actually handles collecting all those logs and feeding that to Prometheus and actually managing all that. An alert manager is the component that connects to Prometheus to send you alerts and making sure that you can scale up and down, that kind of stuff. We actually have, it's in Spanish, but we're working on the English version. We have a talk about Prometheus and the manager in the Spanish content, but we plan to do the English one soon. So, but in case that you know Spanish, you can go and check it out, that one for sure. And as I was saying, NATS is the one that handles the streaming, all the queuing system, everything that is related to events, that would be NATS in this case. Now, I do believe, and don't call me on that one because I had to double check, but I do believe it's swappable. But NATS will be default in this case that will be installed. And we know Docker registry is the one that's going to handle all the containers that are going to be generated. So every time that you create a function and you submit that function to OpenFaaS, you're going to store that in a registry where then it's going to be calling out to create more or less pods using that registry. So that's kind of that component is going to handle that one. Okay, so that's kind of in the workflow overview. Okay, I'm good on time. I was checking just to see if I have enough time to do the demo. So that's kind of the workflow overview of OpenFaaS. So up to now, is any questions before I think I'm good. I'm gonna continue with all the topic, but I want to make sure there is no question.
Yeah, no questions on YouTube. I'm sorry.
Okay, cool. No worries. All right. So, oh, I went too far. There you go. Let's do now the demo time. Okay, let's do it. Let me change now gears, and I need to share my screen, the other one. So, all right. So I'm switching now to the desktop so we can see the whole thing, right? So. Just to confirm, it's my screen share, right? You guys seeing the OpenFaaS website? Okay, I'm assuming yes. All right. Okay, so this is the OpenFaaS website. So by the way, just kudos to Alex and the team. Great website. It's very easy to navigate, very easy to understand. So for those that are very new to I would say OpenFaaS or anything like that, you guys won't get lost. It will be really easy to work. And actually, they just grew to 24K start on GitHub. So actually, I need to update my slides. All right, so that's actually awesome. So all right, so we're gonna jump straight to the docs because I want to get the first demo pretty fast so we can actually jump into the second one. So I just went to the docs and selected the get started um, menu, and of course we're going to be doing Kubernetes today. But as you can see, they support OpenShift, Docker Swarm, and other ones. So, but we're still going to stick to Kubernetes for today. Now, so there is multiple ways that we can create a Kubernetes cluster. You can do K3D, we can do Kind, KS, Minikube, MicroS, or just a full-fledged Kubernetes in any of the providers that you like. In this case, you can have DigitalOcean or whatever. In my case, I already have a cluster in using Kind. So I'm gonna check that we actually have that. So let's do config and then get context just to see. Uh, so okay, so yes, goes at that, and then if I wanna check the current context, there you go. We are in the Kind episode 5 demo. All right, so we are good. And just to show you that I haven't done anything else, just gonna show you all my namespaces. It's clear, nothing else there, right? So that's the first step. And all I did is just following the Kind option here. So you can just click here, open that website, and follow the Kind how to create a cluster. Now it's pretty easy. All you have to do is really Kind, create cluster, and you give it a name. Once you do that, I'm not gonna run it because it takes about 5 to 10 minutes, but we don't have that time to spare. But just to let you know, that is how you can do it, right? So that's how you can create a cluster in Kubernetes. Now, the next step would be having the fast CLI installed. I already installed it. I wanted to save some time, but it's pretty easy as well. If you're running a Mac, you can use Brew. If you're on Windows or Linux, then you have your options here. So basically just script that you want though, and it will do the whole trick, right? So so that's fine. You are covered there. Let me just double check that I have the fast CLI. And if I do. So that's actually the fast CLI. Perfect. So we're good so far. We already have good steps done. Now, this is the interesting part. So to install OpenFaaS in your cluster, you have multiple ways. You can do Helm, which is pretty easy for those that know Helm. Is that it's basically 2 couple commands and that's it. You can also use something called Arcade, which I think I found very interesting. Definitely, you should check that out. Arcade is like a tool that helps you to install not only OpenFaaS but uh, other software technologies on Kubernetes, and it actually is using Helm behind the scenes. So using Arcade, you're not, diminish what Helm does. Actually, it's using Helm behind the scene, and you can find it. I think is Arcade. I just looked into like this. It's a repo on his GitHub as well, and pretty easy to install. You can just same thing, copy this bash script and run it, and it worked for Mac, Windows, and Linux. And then you have all these commands where you can basically, do the same thing, RK, and then you can say get, and it will give you the list of all the tools that actually have. So you can even install Fast CLI, the one that I install using Brew. You can install it using RK. Now I just have my own all my brews saved in that way, so I don't have to redo it again, which is fine. But actually, you can just do it here and not having to deal that with Brew. Um, and then you can install Helm and all the stuff here, which is pretty interesting. Keep context. But the one that we're going to be looking into today is the Fast CLI, right? The OpenFaaS. Now, having said that, let's go ahead and install OpenFaaS. So here's the command that I need to run. So if I'm in a cluster that is by a cloud provider or a non-local cluster, let's put it that way, we can just run rk install OpenFaaS and then the flag load balancer. In that way, automatically we create that service with an IP accessible from the internet, and then we can just use it that way. In this case, because I'm using a local cluster, I'm just going to run it without that flag. So we don't have to, because local cluster works in a different way. You use my local IP. So let's do that. Let's run rk install OpenFaaS, and then let's just give it a second to install. In the meantime, while this is running, which I don't think it will take a long time, but in case there's a question, this is a good time.
I don't see any questions posted. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, just making sure. All right. Okay, so that's about it. So it did the whole thing. Now let's check this out. So basically, just show me a bunch of information. This is the one that we are interested in right now, which is the output of the install. So it's saying that if I want to get the fast CLI, I can just run this. We already have that. It's basically saying, okay, forward the gateway to your machine. I need to run this command so I can forward that gateway to my machine. And there's a port OpenFaaS gateway. So the first thing that I want to do before doing all that is I want to see what I got. I got namespace. Okay, perfect. So I got a namespace, OpenFaaS and OpenFaaS function. So OpenFaaS namespace will hold all those components that I showed you on the picture before, the core components of OpenFaaS. Prometheus, anything else, whatever it is going to be inside OpenFaaS. Now, OpenFaaS function is where it's going to be storing all the functions that are running. So just making that different, because in case that you need to debug something, now you know where to go. So if it's something related to the actual system in the core, will be in the OpenFaaS namespace. If it's something more related to the function itself, then you can look into the functions, which is interesting. So now let's follow these steps just to get some information here. So it says that I can get the password using this command. I'm gonna run that in a separate terminal just to not interfere with this one. Gonna run that here. Now we have. Oh, I need to start the actual OpenFaaS. So I'm going to run this command first. Perfect. That's roll out, and then let's just. It's always that. There you go. Just copy. Oh God. Come on. Okay, it's not helping. Right, copying this one. Just pasting here. So now means that I have my pull forward. I'm gonna make this bigger just in case you guys want to see it. Um, so basically what I have here is I have my dashboard, my gateway, sorry, pointing towards the my local machine. So let me just open that for you so to see what I have. It's asking me for username and password. Now that's what we're trying to get now, which is, all right, let's just run the password command now to get it. And make this bigger. So now it should say that I have a password, credentials saved for the admin. So let's now say admin and paste the password. Oh, I did something wrong here. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Is the password is actually in this variable. So I'm gonna do this one first. I'm gonna echo the password, and then I'm gonna show you how to do it from the CLI in a different way. So this is the password that I have. So I'm just gonna copy that. I'm gonna say admin, and then here's the password, login, and voila, we have our UI open. So that's how it looks, the UI. You can deploy new functions and stuff like that. But let's do the CLI first before getting too much excited about this. So for the CLI is pretty easy. All we have to do is just do fast CLI, and then do login, username, admin, and the password would be, oh, actually, let's do it in this way because it's just getting from the standard input. So let's just copy this and paste it in here. Boom. So voila. So let's just do now fast CLI. All right. And what we can do here is list. Let me see, list. We can list functions. We shouldn't have any functions. Of course, it's brand new, but at least we know that it's working. Let's just double check if there's anything else that we need to do. So basically here is saying that you can deploy one function real quick here, doing the fast CLI store, that kind of stuff. I'm not going to do that right now because we're gonna do it through the UI and one to the CLI. So I'm still doing times. I think we're gonna have time to do both. All right, so let me just clear this up. I'm gonna leave this running here in the background so we don't lose our connection, just to let you know there. Okay, and let's go back to the actual website. There you go. So that is basically what takes to install OpenFaaS. So after that, then we are in our own, and we can just do whatever we need to do, right? So same thing, they're showing how to do the function here, but we're not gonna follow exactly that example. Now, let's look into the deploy function here. To deploy a function, I'll click here and deploy function. And nice enough out of Alex, he actually give us some example that we can test right away. So which is nice. Thank you so much. And one of the things that we're gonna do is the SSL TLS info. So this function, what it does is just gonna help us. 1 second, I click on the wrong place. So this function is going to grab information about the SSL and the information from a website. So this is the function, and so we are basically ready to call it. Now, how are we going to call this function? We're going to use Postman or something like that. And this is the URL that we're going to be using. As you can notice, we're using the same URL from the actual gateway. So the only difference is that In this case, the slash UI is pointing to our OpenFaaS portal, and a slash function will point to whatever functions we have. Before we do that, I want to show you something on the CLI. So you now can see that if I run fast CLI list again, now we have our first function in there. So which is nice. Now we can confirm that our CLI is connected and it's working. Now, let's run this example using Postman. And I believe the second is open. All right. Just give it a second. I didn't. Mac always had to put some interesting in opening things. It takes too long. Come on, Postman. There you go. You can do it. We all believe in you. All right. So I don't want to log in right now. Do I have to? What if I don't want to? All right. Let's sign in. All right. One more step. So this is the kind of things that when you are on time doing a demo and everything is nice and working smoothly, and then Postman asks you and prompt you to log in to just make one simple request. Anyways, there you go. Good evening to you too, Postman. And let's do a new call. Let's do a request. It's gonna be serve info. And why do I have to fill out the information? Can I just call? There you go. That's what I'm. It's a post, and I believe the what is requesting. I need to find this real quick. This is what this was for. So I forgot to click on this one. I did, and then I closed it. To understand first what is the argument that is expecting. So let's just see is expecting just, oh, it's just a get, right? So we can just do a get, and in the data, send just straightforward the domain. So we can do that. Actually, we could use scroll. All right, so let's just do both at the same time. So just send this, and then in the body, just wow. I think this will work. I hope so. If not, we can just, there you go. All right. So perfect. There you go. So it's actually working. So it's giving us back the information that we want, which is from the OpenFaaS CLI OpenFaaS. It's giving you all the information for the certificate, the certificate info for this domain. Now, if we use something different, like let's say Google.com, so now we're gonna get a little more information about it. It's gonna be more broad, of course. So you can see here we have the host, all that information. So that basically means that our function is working, right? So which is good. Woohoo! All right. So what else can we do here? So go back to, sorry, to this one, just to see if there's anything else we can work here. Otherwise, we can just call it a day. Okay. All right. So now, how can we call a function from the CLI? And for that, we're going to be using install the CLI here, and then we're going to, one second, CLI, and then there's a method called invoke. Invoke, and let's explore how it works. So I need to give it a name, so I'm going to give it a certain info name. And then the standard input is going to be the CLI OpenFaaS. And once we do that, let's do Control D to stop. And what did I do wrong? Oh, 1 second. I did something wrong here. So set info, this one, and enter. It's not doing it. Huh, interesting. So let's find out what did I do wrong. Close this. if I want to invoke here and invoke, that works. So maybe I'm doing something wrong here. It says hit Control D to stop, but what should I do to actually, oh, I need to put the end character. Let's do that. Let's see. Let's do this. Okay, no, that didn't work. All right, so this is a good time for debugging. Let's do the help. So to invoke a function, you use invoke a function name. Okay, I need to give it a gateway URL. Okay, I failed to do that. That was on me. Let's do that. The URL is this one, the gateway, right here. Okay, so that wasn't me. If I can type, is 8080, and then let's do, what else do I need to send the content type? Do I have to send the content type? Not really, right? If I want to just send something real quick, gateway substring content type string without the string, that's fine. And then the method is HTTP method, so the slash method will be post. That's what I need. No any query, no headers, and what is the actual body? How can I send the body? Header, blah blah blah. Okay, should I just paste it like that, like just like CLI OpenFaaS.com? No, that didn't work. I'm doing something wrong for sure. I might be missing something. Method namespace. Or should I just leave it like that and then paste it in here? No. All right. So I'm doing something wrong in CLI for sure. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on that one because I want to go to the next demo. But at least you can see that you can invoke here. Now let's see on the Node.js example how we can do that. For sure, there will be a way here to do it. So I'm pretty sure that I'm doing something wrong. All right, so let's do an Node.js function. Okay. So the first thing I need to do is just create a new function and specify the language. Let's do that. If I can type, okay. And in this case, I'm fine with the name call me. Make it this bigger so in case that you guys don't see it. And let's just hit enter. So there's no, it says that I didn't have any templates on my folder, so I just created one and grabbed it from the internet, and I got a file called callme.yaml. So if I do play, I see here that I have a file called callme YML, and then a folder called callme that has inside the handler and the package. So that's pretty interesting. And then we have a template folder, which is basically giving us all the templates that is available for OpenFaaS, right? So it's pretty easy. So now for now, it's going to use just the one that I hear in the folder. So that's awesome. So perfect. That means that I can have multiple functions in the same folder. Perfect. Okay, so I can create like a nice organization. Now let's inspect real quick the call me YAML, see what we have here. So first thing first, we have the version, the provider, which in this case is OpenFaaS, is pointing to the gateway that we have active and is defining what function we have attached to this folder. So that means that actually we can have multiple functions associated with this folder. So that also organize our code a lot better. So that's pretty nice. And then we have the specification of the language and the handle that is going to be calling. And of course, the image. This image is going to be basically on the inside our ecosystem in Kubernetes. If you can see, it says call me, that latest. So that will be there. Now let's look at the handler real quick and see what we have there. And then let's go on the call me, and then the call me has a handler. So pretty straightforward, just a function async in this case, and it's returning just done. Nothing else, no inputs, nothing like that. So it's pretty simple, nice, it's a good start. So we don't have to spend too much time. And the package JSON is very simple as well. Here you can add as many dependencies as you need for testing locally. And then when it's deployed to the cluster, it's basically doing that again. So just getting that package JSON and whatever dependency you have, you're just going to install it, making sure that it's available. So for you to actually have that function, those dependencies in place, right? So let's do this. It's just quick, and just real quick, take a look at what else it's asking me to do. So we already did that. We inspected that. Now let's go ahead and build it, right? So let's just open fast, build, and then pass the file that we want to build. So just notice that we're not passing the handler. We're just passing the file that defines our functions. So basically, we'll be using that to build all the necessary infrastructure to get those functions, because it could be more than one. All right, let's just give it a second. This is a good time for questions. In this case, what it's doing is go to the container for my functions. So anything in the chat?
No, no questions.
Either I'm going too fast, or it's a really easy topic. One or the other one. All right, so it's done. So we have our functions already deployed. That doesn't mean that it's running yet. I think it's just deployed. Now let's just check this out. The next step that I need to do is now push that function. So let's just copy that line of code and push that function. Now it's getting what I used the wrong. Let me just close this one because it's just interfering in my code. There you go. So now what it's going to be doing is just getting that file again and saying, all right, so this is your code. I'm just going to push that against that. In order to push one more function to Docker Hub comment, you must provide a username or raise a prefix to the function image, such as user1 function1. Let me go back here because maybe I missed one step. Let me see. Oh, okay. My bad. I need to edit it. Okay. All right. So let's do this. Let's just do the call me that YAML, and then here I need to do Ramirez call me that later. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna quickly open the Docker Hub, and I'm gonna create that. Okay. It's not gonna take too much time. Call me. All right, and let's push that now because it's now going to get that file. Oh, I need to build it again. My bad. Yeah, I know. All right, so my mistake. The first command that I was running, the build, it built with a different name. So of course now it doesn't have that reference. Now I need to build it so it has the reference of my username. So now it's pushing to the Docker registry. Just give it one more second here. All right, it should be fast. It's not that much. Literally just one like line of code, so it shouldn't take that long. All right, it's almost done. And this could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be Docker Hub. It could be, Google Cloud Registry, ECR for Amazon, ACR for Microsoft, whatever you feel comfortable. So it doesn't have to be just this one. It just happened to be a simple one to use. Actually, you just inspect this real quick. It's interesting to see what actually pushed to our registry. So let's open this up, and now we have we have an image called latest, and basically that's good. So we have now our image on the registry. All right, so now that we already built the function, we push the function, now let's deploy the function, which is actually how we're gonna be able to have it on a cluster running. So let's just copy this and just deploy it. So nice is just giving me already the function URL for me to know that it's deployed and how can I talk to it. Um, it is nice that actually, there you go. This is the answer for invoking the function. That remember the one that we're trying to do. In this case, they're just using the file that is already in there. So that makes total sense. And I need to copy this. In this file, basically, it has already all the information that it needs to invoke function. So that's why it's basically going to be, let's do it. All right, so these is my business. Oh, okay. That is done. So why it didn't work for the other one? That was interesting. The other one, I did the same thing. So maybe because there's more information that I need to pass here, or so. But I literally just did something like this. So maybe I'm just missing something here that is on this call me that YAML. So okay, it have some information. So maybe that's what it's missing. But regardless, so let's just do it again. The one call me and then whatever. And when you hit click, you hit control D, it just returns the actual result. So successfully we deployed a function to, we actually created a function from scratch on Node.js scratch. It's giving us a lot of, boilerplate, which is great. We don't have to guess what to do. We just can just get those boilerplates, those sample functions and templates and just run it. We were able to build it, which basically builds the container that is going to be holding your function, which is really nice, by the way. I like that style of having that container wrapping your function, because now you have the support of a container, not just a function that you send to a X whatever router, and that router has resolved everything. So you're losing a lot of the packaging right there, like they used to do in the old days. No OpenFaaS, all the solutions. In this case, OpenFaaS have the solution based on a container. So the container is basically resolving everything. It's have your language support. So when you are having your dependencies, it's pretty easy to get them there. We were able to push that image that is already packaged into the Docker Hub, where you can just have it there. You can have Docker Hub. You can have GCR, ECR, ACR, whatever it is, or your own hardware solution. So that basically means that you now have your function, ready to be deployed, and then you have your deploy function, a command that actually deploys that function. Now we have 7 minutes, so I'm gonna just do one change to see how we can update one function over the other one. So let's just go to the handler real quick and just make one small change. Instead of returning done, let's just return hello from Kubernetes and cloud software. Cool. So we have that there. So now, if I get to push this function to run again the build, now what I'm gonna do, just to make it simpler and give you like a heads up of what to do in this case. It says latest, and that's fine, right? But if you want to do a little more, conventional, I'll say professional, you just start tagging your your functions, right? So you start making sure that you have a versioning, a semantic versioning system in your functions, so you can keep track of how many functions you have, which one you have, and you had before, and you can roll back in case that something went wrong. So if you keep doing latest, you're just overwriting that, and you don't want that for sure. So now let's just build it. It's going to take a second because we already have a lot of the layers cache in Docker, so we don't have to wait the whole time again. Once again, let's just now push that to our repository. So now I'm going to show you what's the difference when you do this. Just give it 1 second. Good. So it's pushed. Now let me show you real quick here on the Docker. If I refresh, now I have another tag. There you go. So we have the version 1.0.1. So pretty easy for us now to keep track of the version. So if we make a change the tag. Of course, you can do some of this stuff automated. You have to do manually, but just for you to get that idea that you can just do that, and you should do that. So you keep track of your versions. Now let's go to the CLI again, and now let's deploy that specific version. So let's deploy it. Great. So cool. Now all we have to do is just invoke again the function, call the function, and then say, hey, and then Control D, and it says hello from the Kubernetes and cloud-native software. Yay. So, all right. So now drawing some of the conclusions. This means that, like I was saying earlier, so this is just not just another option for you for serverless. This is also a really nice native Kubernetes option for serverless that you can definitely use. As you can see here, I have full control of my cluster. So it's not that I'm using someone else infrastructure and guessing what is running behind the scenes. So I actually have my own infrastructure, and I can check that out at any time I want. So it's giving me complete freedom to basically set to get everything. To have any change that I want or wherever I want to modify. So you can see here I can check the path. So every single function is right there. It's a path. You want to scale the functions. It's a deployment, so you can do it. The CLI can do it for you. Actually, they have this nice monitoring and stuff like that. You can do it automatically. But what I'm saying is, now you have full control. You can do exactly what you want with your own infrastructure and using the benefit of serverless. So just want to point that out because this is like, I mean, kind of what the whole idea of using OpenFaaS and Kubernetes basically is. So I think that's it. What I have, I think I made it on time. I wasn't sure that I was going to make it on time, but I still have 3 more minutes if there's any questions or anything before we wrap up.
Yes, there's a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, on YouTube, I think so. I'm just reading a comment. I'm a beginner with Kubernetes, but my question is: at what level can we handle scaling of our deployments? Is it handled by OpenFaaS or another service under it?
Well, if we go back to, let me go back real quick to the slide, because that's a really good question. As I was saying here, so if you see on this slide, so Alert Monitor, Prometheus, all that getting your information, you're collecting your metrics, and you can make those scale automatically for you. Now that's on the OpenFaaS side, and OpenFaaS, if you go to the documentation, you will see that they have all this information for you to like how to. Sorry, there was a mosquito in front of me. How to scale, like you can see here, HPAs. Basically, they support it, so they already giving you all that information, so you don't have to guess. You can just use it right now. Aside from OpenFaaS, it's just Kubernetes, right? So you can basically, if you want to use your own HPA, if you want to do your own strategy for scaling these containers, these pods, it's literally just Kubernetes, which is what I like the most. For example, you that are new to Kubernetes, actually using something like OpenFaaS will make your life a lot easier, because OpenFaaS abstract from you the knowledge of Kubernetes in a certain way. Of course, you still have to understand Kubernetes, like I was doing here, and installing and stuff like that. But if you want to have a really easy entry to Kubernetes world, OpenFaaS will give you that for sure. But on top of that, it's scalable. So you basically can have OpenFaaS run your infrastructure with no problem, for sure. And I mean, the documentation is great. It's amazing. So you can basically go in and and use it. It's not gonna be hard to follow, for sure. I
Great.
hope that answers the question. um, any other question there?
No, that's it for the question on YouTube.
All right, sounds good. Well, that's all I got from today. I mean, I hope that you guys got value out of this, and pick your attention and go ahead and try it. I want to thank you for the time, and also want to thank you for following. And we always appreciate that, like button and subscribe. Once again, this is something that we're doing for the community and by the community. So knowledge should be completely, we believe on knowledge should be shared in the community, so everyone can have the same opportunity. So that's kind of what we do in this. So every like, we appreciate, and also the comments. So if you don't agree with us, what we're saying, please share the comment. I mean, we take the good ones out, the bad ones were, because we want to always get better on the content that we create. So, and we always welcome anyone who wants to share their knowledge as well. So if there's nothing else, thank you so much. And I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that on Thursday is in Spanish. It's not about OpenFaaS, it's about cross-plane. It's a kind of like great tool from the CNCM landscape. So if you speak Spanish, go and check it out. That will be done by the team in Medellin. And if nothing, we'll see you probably in about 2 weeks. I still haven't decided what I'm going to be talking about, but probably going to be a surprise. All right. So thank you everyone for joining, and hope to see you then in a couple of weeks. All right. Bye bye.